Welcome back, boys and girls, and I am finally done processing my elk, so I am good to hunt again. And today is November 20th, Wednesday, and tomorrow morning we're gonna have temperature at low 30s, which I think is best time for the whitetail hunt. And sunrise is at 6:58, so I could literally shoot from 6:28. And according to lunar calendar, the high activity of game tomorrow will be between 6:40 to 9:40. So I'm taking my 358 Browning BLR lever action. I love this rifle, especially if I'm going to the tree stand that I'm planning to go tomorrow morning. There's a good chance I might actually walk in and bust a deer out. And there's nothing better than having an open sight underneath, so they will give me a real fast aim and shoot. And if I see a deer a little bit further away, like 100 yards, I have a nice looper scope on top. So this will work really well for me tomorrow, and I really hope to have something for you tomorrow.
It is now 7:52, and I saw a pretty good sized buck passing right through that brush. Didn't give me any chance to even see how big it was, but it looked like he had a good size of main tine. Okay, I just shot a nice doe or a spike. I can't tell too well, but I was able to see the vital really well. And it was 358. She dropped on the track. My stupid camera mount fell right before I aimed, so I don't have the footage of shot, but you could see her right there. I think it just expired. She did not take a single step. She just dropped on the track. Sorry I couldn't bring you the money shot, but oh man, I had to shoot it with my left hand because she came out from my right side, and that's about 85 yards. Hey, let me show you. Yeah. She's right there. Oh my God. Whew, it was exciting. I'm gonna give about 10 minutes and get down there and start working. I thought today I'm not gonna see anything because it was a very quiet day. Okay, yeah, that's pretty exciting. Again, I'm sorry about having my stupid camera mount. I got the new one and it wasn't holding it. When I was trying to shoulder to my left shoulder, the camera just fell out of holder. I don't know. I'm gonna call and try to get a refund on this stupid mount. But anyway, I was excited. With this 358 Winchester, I've never seen any deer taking a single stat. And this being 85 yards, and shooting with my left shoulder, I wasn't sure, but then as soon as I pulled the trigger, she just dropped. She just dropped like a rock. And I'm telling you, this 358 is a definite deer thumper. As you come down the tree stand, you have to make sure you know where that deer is laid so that you don't get confused once you come down from the tree. So I remember seeing this big tree here, and then they should lined up with tree that's got some barks peeled off, and the deer should be right underneath that. So I don't know if you can see that, but the tree there with some barks peeled off. So you got to make some landmarks, and that way you won't have a hard time looking for the deer. Something doesn't take much to get turned around in the woods, and even though it's the same woods that you've been hunting for years, if you're not familiar with where it's laying, you might have a really hard time finding the deer. Okay, so right there, there's the tree with the bark peeled off. See that right there? The bark peeled off right there. So that's what I was looking at. And the deer should be, yep, there it is. It's right there. Yeah, it's a good size deer. I'm just hoping it's a doe. Let's go take a look, see. Man, I tell you, she did not take a single step. Wow, that's a big size doe. That's a really good size doe. You could see the sharp placements right there. That's where I was aiming for. And she dropped like a rock. Alright, now the work starts. Okay, she's actually I think maybe the biggest doe I've shot. Actually, she's very big. When I first saw her, I thought it was a small sized buck. And that's why I took my time, looked at her very carefully. Her head was a little bit covered by the brush. So I thought, see, there was small buck or a big doe. Turned out to be a really big doe. And just like an amateur, which I am, made a mistake. I haven't done this in a year. I mean, I've shot so many deers, and I don't know what happened, but in the process of getting the guts out, the stomach popped and the content came out. But luckily, it didn't get on the deer. It just kind of leaked out into the side here. So I'm good there, but still, I still make mistakes. I haven't popped the stomach in probably over 10 years. Wrestling with this big old girl. I guess I struggle a little bit. Now here's vital organs. The heart is intact, the liver is intact, but as you can see, the lung is about half gone. It's busted up really good. You could see it right there. So, like I said, this 358, it's got such a big caliber on it. When you hit the doe or deer, every deer I've seen, they drop on the spot, and I almost thought they actually flipped, like in the midair. But she was a big doe. I didn't see her flip. She just dropped like a rock, and she actually made a little bit of a kind of noise a few times, and then she moved a little, and then she expired. But again, 358. The reason I like to bring 358 into this particular area, as you can see, is woolly jungle. It's really brush everywhere. So, if I shoot a deer and if it runs and if I have to track it, I have to get on my knees and hands, crawl through that thick brush here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see how thick that is right there. So I want to make sure they drop on the spot. And my favorite deer thumper is 358. And well, last time I shot 450 Bushmaster, that worked out really well. But again, 358 is an awesome rifle, especially Browning BLR. Oh, that's a beautiful gun. And as you can see, I've taken all my clothes off. Not all of it, but I took extra layers off because the work starts. Now I gotta drag her through that brush, across the creek, back to my car. So I'm gonna have my snack, drink some water, and get started on it. Man, she's a big doe. This is when I really miss my hunting buddies. Alright, this is actually the furthest tree stand that I have from the parking lot. So it's gonna be a drag. And she's a big doe. I'm glad, because my wife told me next deer that I shoot is gonna be a lot of jerky and Korean barbecue bulgogi for the family and friends. Okay, am I glad we didn't have much rain lately? Because I could actually go right across it. Usually you see the water line up to about here. And sometimes it could be way steep. But today it's only ankle deep, so I could go cross right over that spot right there. Little muddy, but better than getting wet. No wonder she felt heavier. She's catching everything on the way out. Oh man, she's heavy. And now I got this big log blocking my path. and there's no going around it. So I knew I should play this tree before I went to Montana, but I was being lazy and trying to get ready for Montana. Now I have to throw this big girl over the log and then continue dragging. I'm about 2/3 of the way, so I'm getting there, and so is my age. Just to show you how big she is, like I said, she has a body of 6-point buck, mature buck actually, and I really believe she's the biggest I've shot in Virginia, and she's the biggest muley doe in Montana. Here's the entrance hole, and that's exactly where I was aiming for, right behind the shoulder. And I knew I was aiming a little high because at 100 yards you shoot about 1.5 inches low when you shoot it in a cold bore. And this being the first shot in low 30s, I figured I'm gonna aim a little bit high, and it actually hit exactly where I was aiming for. I think it might drop a little bit, but anyway. And there's the exit hole right here. A lot of damage on the exit hole. The good thing is that my front quarter on both sides has been safe, and my back stripe, as you can see, except for the very top part a little bit, everything is all good. So she didn't suffer, she dropped like a rock. Here's the setup that I used today. This is Browning BLR in 358 Winchester, top with a Lupo scope, and in the lower it's got a iron sight, see-through iron sight. I always have my watch on the rifle so I don't have to fumble looking for the time. And this is the share that I shot today's big doe. And as I mentioned before, this Hornady 358 200 grain SP ammunition, this bullet here, dropped every single deer that I shot on the spot. Not a single deer took a one step, and it was no exception today. Even that big doe, she dropped. Okay, today hunt was the first hunt after I came from Montana, and sitting up in the tree stand, it just feels like walking the park after Montana. And even dragging the big doe out by myself, it was a lot of work, but compared to what I went through in Montana, it was a piece of cake. And I don't know if I told you or not, but this is the one that I was having a problem with. This mount supposed to go up and hold my cell phone so I could film it. But this is the new one that I bought. The previous one didn't have any problem, but this will not snap on. So this just fell, this thing just fell off. So I decided not to deal with it because I saw the doe and I had to switch my rifle from right to left, and I was able to make a good shot. It was about 85 yards, and I think I told you before, I practice shooting with my left hand. Not a lot, but occasionally, because if you don't practice, where you have that the side of line can change from right to left. So practice a couple of times so you know how to line it up, and it really worked out well for me because the doe was probably about 90 degrees behind me to my right, so there was no way I could twist my body and try to shoot it with my right hand. Instead, I went ahead and shot it with my left shoulder, had it solid on the ground, and pulled the trigger, and boom, she went down. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have. Enjoy your life with what you got, but mostly hunt safe. See ya.